Alright, this is Pratt's Son, issue the first, and this is our introduction to the character. It is his first appearance, and for the cover they have kept him mysterious. They're not showing him, you don't know what he looks like, and instead they are focusing on his explosion powers. And if you are maybe worried that you have accidentally picked a comic up that is not a superhero book, here is an arbitrary first page showing Pratt's Son in costume, which does not connect to the rest of this issue. Pratt's Son, he is the son of the Justice Society of Superheroes character, the Pratt, and his father and who his real parents are. That is one of the ongoing plots and mysteries for the book. And our setup is the classic Spider-Man thing. Pratt's Son, he is a high school student. He is an outsider. He's a bit of a dork, but he's an everyman sort. He's new at school because he moves around a lot. And there is a pretty girl with blonde hair who he fancies. And there is a jock with a monosyllabic name who bullies him. The Spider-Man thing. You see this Spider-Man setup reused loads in comics. Pratt's Son, he has only started to notice his powers. He isn't quite aware of them. Here he ends up wrecking his dad's car in a rage with some of his super strength. And there is a terrible, terrible man. Then we have a scene with him and his parents. His foster parents. They didn't have a great relationship. And it's later revealed that the dad is physically abusive towards Pratt's Son. We didn't really have a hint of that here, although they are shown to be bad parents, and they are set up as evil right away, because it turns out they are working for some secret government thingy, and they are only raising Pratt's Son in order to monitor him and see when his superpowers emerge. Then the next day at high school, Pratt's Son, he is in class and they are attacked by Metallica, the Superman baddie. In a previous video, I think I said he was my least favourite Superman baddie, but I didn't know if that is accurate. I didn't know if I stand by that statement. I didn't think he's that bad, really. Pratt's Son, he ends up fighting them, and this doesn't really seem like something that makes sense. Pratt's Son doesn't really know much about his powers, or even know that he really has superpowers. So him trying to fight Metallica here, it doesn't seem like a sensible decision for a character to make. During this fight, we also have cutaway bits explaining how Metallica came back from his last appearance, how he got better, how he was rebuilt and stuff. Remember when comics used to bother trying to explain things like that? Then what happens is, Pratt's Son, his powers are that he absorbs energy, and then he guns off like a bomb when he has absorbed loads of energy. So when he is fighting Metallica, he absorbs loads of energy. And having read a lot of Pratt's Son's more recent appearances, his character here doesn't really rhyme with that version. He is a lot less angry and defeatist in this. He doesn't seem haunted by parental abuse. He just seems like a standard Peter Parker type. He's not a dark or miserable character yet. And as you would expect, eventually, Pratt's son, he has absorbed enough energy, and then he does a big explosion that goes across 2 pages and destroys most of his high school. They also didn't say what happened to Metallica. He is just gone now. So he must have been destroyed by it, and he never ever came back ever. This is the most insightful bit in the issue. Pratt's son, he is recovering from the explosion, and all his teachers and classmates, they are afraid of him now. They don't want to go anywhere near him in case they get explosioned. Like his nerd friend, he does a proper Pontius Pilate bit down here. But then the pretty blonde girl that he fancies, she comes over to offer comfort, and in a display that is truly at odds with where Pratt's son goes, he is considerate and responsible and tells her that she best back away because he's not in control. And then he runs off back home, where he is greeted by some very unexciting and unintriguing soldier boys. And that there is our first issue of Pratt's son. It's not fantastic. I think a lot of the goodwill you can feel towards this is because Pratt's son, he will become a much denser and interesting character. We have some mandatory setup here. We have a fight with an established DC baddie. We have a central character who, he is a bit generic, but that is as a means of being able to insert yourself into that role. When you look at the other characters who premiered in 1994, in and around 0 hours Christmas in time, it stands to reason that Pratt's son is one of the standouts of them all. He is a straightforward superhero, and that's something to appreciate. He's not an edgy, knife-loving grave robber or a post-modern twist on summit. He is just a superhero character with a power set that is maybe more traditionally handed to supporting characters or supervillains. I will rate this issue 7 thumbs up, I think.